Hi everybody, it's Rabbi Chastain and I am going to do a tutorial on Google Classroom. I'm going to be building this from the ground up. I apologize if you hear any honking in the background. They're doing a teacher parade outside, which is wonderful, and we're going to do one next week, but it makes for a little noise and I hope the baby can sleep. All right, so we're going to take this from the ground up. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to specifically share my Firefox screen with you so that you can see it. What I'm going to do first is I am going to go into my little 3x3 dots up here, and I'm going to go down into Classroom. And then the second thing that I'm going to do, which is really important, is to make sure that when I go into Classroom, I'm in the right one of my Google accounts, because I have a ton of them, right? And I'm not. I'm in dove.chastain@gmail right now, and you can have multiple accounts open at once. I'm going to go down to Rabbi Chastain at DHR. I'm going to click into that one, because that's the one we're going to use today to build everything. And what we're going to do first, when you first open it up with your new account, you are going to just click OK that you accept their terms. How are you going to get there? You're going to you can go to classroom.google.com and do it, or you can sign in through Gmail. I just went there through Gmail. You would go to gmail.com. You would put in your new @DerechHaTorah email address and your new password, which I just told you about in my previous session live on Zoom. And then you would go in and then you would do what I just did and go to the 3x3 dots and go down into Classroom. Or you could just do classroom.google.com and sign in with those Derech HaTorah credentials. And I come here and it says no classes here. I'm going to create a class. We're going to create a class together. I just clicked on create class in the top right. I'm going to call this rough draft second grade Judaic studies. You don't have to put a section. You don't have to put a subject. I'll put Judaic studies. You don't have to put a room. And we'll hit create. We'll make this class for the very first time. This class is being created. I don't have any other classes. This is me taking this for a spin the very first time along with you. Here we go. All right, I've got rough draft, second grade Judaics. Invite students to your class. Add students on the people page or give them the class code to join. And it highlights your class code. You can hit got it. That class code you can look at really big. You can even fill the entire screen with it if you want. That's the class code that students can use to join this class. Now, when you open up your class, your students are already going to be preloaded. At the very most, it'll be the first time they open up, they'll have to just accept your invitation, but they're preloaded. If a parent wanted to join, they could also use this code, and I do suggest sending this code out to your parents so they could use it to join if they would like to join your class. Your automatic photo is going to be the DHR logo. That'll be the photo up here. Right now, apparently, I have some needles and thread. Don't worry, I'll change that when it's real time. You can change that where it says upload photo right where my mouse is right now. I've never clicked on this. Oh, it just says subject Judaic studies. Okay, great. So now let's take a little bit of a tour together. I'm going to pull up my notes, but you shouldn't see them because they're on the side of my screen, and I only shared the screen with you. That is Firefox. Okay, so now that we have signed in, we are going to go ahead and go to people. And like I said, most people are already going to be loaded up. For me, I haven't done that yet. I'm going to add another teacher. You see what I just did there? I clicked up on the top right over here. I got to add another teacher. Who's my teacher? I'm going to go with principal@derechhatorah.org because I'd like to have her on everything. I'm going to invite her. She's going to be a teacher. She's probably getting this email right now and saying, what's going on? Yeah, it's okay. She's got to accept that invitation anyways. These little 3 dots say that I can email her. I could remove her if I want. I can email her and let her know I invited her. I'll let Amanda in on this one too. We'll go here, and don't worry, she's not really Kat. She is Amanda. Invite. That's really Kat. I mean Amanda. That's really Amanda. Okay, students. Now again, students can use this code down here at the bottom to join, but they should all be joined already. You can allow their parents to join using that, especially for younger grades. If they want to look over what their kids are doing, they can do that. You can also, once you've loaded a student, and I'll show you how, you can add a parent or guardian. The guardian will not get all of the work. They won't be inundated by notifications by you. They will get just notifications at the end of the week and notifications letting people know, letting parents know, guardians know if a kid has missed an assignment or if they failed something. Here we go. Let's invite students. And let's go with C. Chastain, if this works. C. Chastain at DHR.org. C. Chastain at DHR.org. Make it a big C. C. Chastain at DHR.org. I believe that's my son, Jaime. So this should work. Let's invite Jaime. All right. So Jaime's now invited, but he has not accepted yet. Okay. So he would need to accept that. I believe Amanda told me that she's able to do it without having to do that, without having to make them accept it. Once he has accepted that invitation, there will be a little sign over here to the right of his name that will say invite guardian. And if you'd like, you can add one of their parents' email addresses to invite that guardian. You're not going to have to go through and add all your students. Baruch Hashem, you have somebody doing all the back-end work for you in Miss Amanda. And we are working really hard to make sure everything is really set out nicely for you so you don't have a lot of extra stuff to do. So that's pretty much what to look at in People. We can go to Stream for a second. So in Stream, this is what people are going to see first when they log in to your classroom. They're going to see the stream. If you want to get a post from an older post that you've already posted, you can reuse it using these two arrows over here. And also bring one in from another class if you have another class that you do. We'll do a quick, over here it says post now or plan ahead. It tells you in the down here on the right that you can post for later. You can choose to schedule this post to not show up right now. It's going to show up later. If it does show up right now, everybody will see it. You can make it a rough draft. You can say who it's for. Right now, it's going to be for all students. You can make it student specific. Share with your class. Welcome to second grade Judaic Studies. Here is the lesson for today. Now, what can you do here? Like you said, you can schedule, you can save this as a draft, or you can post it. But more importantly, is this little button down on the left. Okay. This allows you to add work or to add something that you want them to look at. For me, most of the day is just how second grade works. I am probably going to click Google Drive right there and load up a folder that has everything for the day in it. I can also share a link if there's something I want them to see online. That might be difficult for those of them who are using our new tablets though, so I wouldn't recommend that. You can upload a file. Easiest is a PDF because then they can for sure see it, but you can load up a Word document, an Excel document, a PowerPoint, whatever you want to share. You can also share a YouTube link. Make sure that it's a kosher one before you do it. Let's take a look at all these things. I haven't actually done it. Let's do a Google Drive link here. So if we go into my Google Drive, and right now this is very easy for me because I already had Rabbi Chastain at DHR.org. For you, you'll want to load up the Google Drive things that you want to use into this drive. You can also add them directly into what's called the class folder, which we will see later. So let's do second grade distance learning. And I'm going to do week 5. And let's say it is Wednesday. And can I add the whole Wednesday? Oh, it's not letting me add the whole Wednesday. I'd like to add the whole Wednesday. Let's see what it will let me add. Will it only let me add a specific folder, a file? That only let me add a specific file. What's this over here? Let's go back to this, A through Z. It's going by last modified. Okay, I can pull a particular file and post it. I'm a little bit sad that I can't do an entire folder and just share and say, look inside that folder. I'll try one more time just to make sure. But yeah, it's not letting me do the add down there, which is a little bit sad. Which means that for this type of thing, for me in particular in second grade, I am going to post this right now though, so I posted it. And here's a lesson for today, and they see this. And now, by the way, if I want to, I can move this to the top if I have additional posts. I don't right now. If I had additional posts, I could move this to the top by clicking over here, which if you want to reuse something, like let's say you wanted to post your Zoom link every day, you could repost it, you could edit it, you could delete it, you could copy it. Okay, you could do all that right there. You can also see all upcoming work and work that's due over here on the left side. We haven't made any classwork yet, so you don't see it yet. Now you can also put comments here. Look in the class folder for additional files. That's what I would write if I was actually doing this, because I wasn't able to share everything, which is a little sad, but that's okay. All right, let's take a look at classwork here for a second, but let me just double check that I didn't have anything else to tell you here. Oh, I did. Before I go to classwork, I do want to show you some settings that are pretty important. So we're going to go through all 4 of these here: stream, classwork, people, grades. We'll do settings real quick first. Settings is up in the top right over here. Settings are pretty important. Class description, I would put Zoom link. You don't really need to make a description. None of this is really required. I recommend highly that you put your Zoom link in the description so that people can see it. I'll show you what would happen. I just saved it in the top right-hand corner. So if you go down here, it'll show you the Zoom link on that first page so people can see that Zoom link. It would probably be good for people to have that because they are going to have a new Zoom link and it'll be good for them to always be able to access it. Here we go. Let's go back here. You don't have to put a section or a room. I put a subject. You don't have to. That's not required. Class code's right over here. You can display it, copy it, reset it. Don't reset it. If you do, let me know if you do. Please, please, please. Don't disable it. You know, best thing would be to leave that exactly the way it is. Stream. This is what we want. Only teachers can post or comment. We do not want you to do students can comment or students can post and comment. Don't worry, they can still turn in their work, but I don't want them posting on the stream. So only teachers can post or comment. That's the default that you will be set to. Please leave it there. Classwork on the stream, show attachments and details. That's going to be the default. If you want to show condensed notifications or hide notifications, you could, but I wouldn't. You want them to be able to see everything that you are sharing with them. Show deleted items. Don't do that. If you want it deleted, delete it. All right. Google Meets, we're not using Google Meets. Google Meets has a lot of weaknesses. You cannot mute everybody. They have a glitch right now where one student can kick another student out of the meeting. It's not conducive for teaching. It's conducive for middle school at best and high school and college, really. It's not for our little guys. So we're going to continue to use Zoom for obvious reasons. I've played with Google Meet. It doesn't have enough controls. It's just not controllable. All right. Grading, you don't have to put anything in grading. We're not going to use grading directly. We're still going to use GradeLink. You can definitely use grading to be able to know how your students are doing, and you can gather intel from them, and you can even let them know their grades through grading, and you can even annotate their work, but we're not using grading from Google Classroom as our report cards. So it will more just be a tool for you to help keep tally of where people are holding. If you made any changes, hit save. I didn't make any changes. I'll make one change. Just say room 201, even though it's not, and hit save just so you can see me save it. Okay, those are settings. Now let's go into classwork. Classwork is very important. You can add your classwork onto the Google Calendar. You can also make a class drive folder. I'm going to try to make a class drive folder right now, just because I haven't done it yet, and I want to see if I can. So I have rough draft Judaic studies, and if I created a folder, let's just create one right now. I right-clicked. I'm going to create a new folder. I'll call it 5620. And let's put a couple of files in it. And I'm going to wonder if I can share the entire folder or not. But let's just throw some files in it right now. We'll throw in companion sheets, and we'll throw in ecosystem assignment, which have nothing to do with one another, but it doesn't matter. All right, so I've got 2 files in there, and that is great. So I've got that inside my class folder. Now that should be created and should be good to go. I'm going to go back into my Google Classroom now, and let me just click on that class drive folder and see if it's there. And it is there. I've got my day, and I've got my 2 files. Beautiful. So I've got that right there. And so now I have a class drive folder. I'm going to go back to stream for a second, and I'm going to say, check out what's in the class folder. Let's see if I can add something. Do I want to add from Google Drive, or do I want to add from the class folder? So it shows me these guys. Let's see my drive, and let's see if I created that class folder. Do I see it anywhere? I don't see it anywhere. I wonder, let's see if I can find it. So that's letting me add what I just added on. These are the two files I just added in, but I wonder where I can actually view my class folder, because I just created one. It's not this, and it's not this guy here. It's not second grade distance learning, because that is my old folder. However, I probably will move that in to pretty much everything from that to my class folder. That's what I'm practically going to do, just so you know what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my second grade distance learning file, and I'm going to make that my classroom folder, and then be able to tell people to reference that, which they should be able to get to easily. All right, let's discard my changes. Let's go in and actually create an assignment so you can see what that looks like. Okay, we can create assignments and questions. We can use topics to organize classwork into modules or units, and we can order the work the way we want them to see it by moving it up or down. You can make assignments, quizzes, questions, material, reuse a post. We're going to do an assignment. Okay. Within your assignment, add or create docs, slides, sheets, drawings, and forms. Those are all the things you can do with Google's own platform. So title, we'll call it second grade companion sheet. Instructions, fill in the answers to the questions. Okay, great. All right. Now, what can we do here? We can add a file again from your computer. You can add a YouTube link. You can add a link to an external thing, but it wouldn't make much sense with what we are asking kids to use in the new tablets. A Google Drive link I'll put right here again. I am going to pull up the companion sheet that I just uploaded. So that would be this guy here. There's our companion sheet. Got it. Students can view the file. If you want students to edit it, you can say students can edit the file. I wouldn't do that on this one because this is my master file. So I could make a copy for each student. Then they can edit their copy. It's beautiful. They can edit their copy. If they wanted to fill this out on the computer, they could. They could also download it, then fill it out, upload it again, and send it to you, but it wouldn't make that much sense. They could really fill it out on the computer. If it's in Word, they can do it. So that would be one thing they could do. You can also create your own brand new document. If you wanted to make a brand new Google Doc, Google Slides, which is like PowerPoint, Google Sheets, which is Excel. You can do all these things, Google Forms, like a quiz form as you've been using before. It's really easy. And then once you create it, you can come back here and you can assign it now. You can schedule it. You can save a draft. You can discard the draft. All right, we're going to assign it now. We're going to assign it to all students. We're going to make it worth 100 points. That's what I usually do. That's what makes sense. Again, we're still using GradeLink, so it doesn't matter that much. Due date, I'll make it due tomorrow. Yep. Time, optional, not going to make it time. Fine. It's due tomorrow. Topic, you can create a topic if you want. Chumash for me. Rubric, don't really need to do that unless you want to. All right, I'm going to assign this to my students. Just assigned it right now. It is assigned, or it says it's assigning. And that's an assignment. And you can see it's at the top here. There's only one assignment. I just want to see if it popped onto the stream or not. Yep, boom. There it is. It's on the stream. So it pops right on the stream. That was a question that I had. Does it pop onto the stream? Yes, it does. And you can see it right there. You can see who turned in. I can see, and you can see who turned in and who's been assigned. I don't believe they can see that. That's for you and me. All right, so that is a second grade companion sheet. As far as Google Calendar, you can also add your assignments to your Google Calendar just to see, it says right over here, assignment, second grade Chumash is when it's due. It's on your calendar, and it should be on their calendar as well so that they can see it. They need to be able to see it so they can do it on time. So it's on their calendar, so they will see that it's due. It'll also be in their stream, and it will remind them if they haven't done it yet. All right, we've done stream, we've done classwork, we've done people. We can talk a little bit about grades. So when it comes to grades, I don't really have anything in this yet. So let's talk then about a couple other items, because I will talk about grades, but I want to make sure that I covered everything that I wanted to cover in Stream. Stream, just so you know, it's your instructions, but it doesn't tell you if anybody got anything done. That will happen through grades. It's just your instructions. And let's see, anything else I wanted to tell you about that? And let's see here. Sure. So when you're dealing with classwork, right, like we said, you can attach or create it, and it will share by default to all of your students. That's a default setting. You have to make sure to click share on the top, of course, to make sure it goes to them. And you can attach items from the folder. You can take your Google Drive class folder that you've already been using and upload it into this class folder to make it easier for you to use things that you already made and share them. Once I do that, I'll be able to see if I can now within the class Drive folder share it a little bit easier onto the stream. You can share right out of your Drive. And for middle school, this can be very collaborative if you allow them to edit, if you want to have a collaborative activity. Or again, you can make one for each kid and it can't be edited except for you can make one for each kid so each kid can edit on their own. You can make some quizzes here. You've already done Google Forms before. So if you made a quiz assignment more or less is just a Google form. So our title here is Chumash Quiz Instructions, Answer Questions. And then you can add a file, you can create a file, but you can also use a quiz form and make it on Google Forms, which a lot of people have done, and it's really easy. And you can hit grade importing so that you can get their grade if it's multiple choice. It'll grade it itself, it'll give them the grade, it'll show them what they missed even, and that's an easy way to keep your grades. If you don't do it as multiple choice, it's okay. You just have to grade it manually yourself, and you can even go in and make comments on their sheets. Again, over here on the right, just like any other assignment, it lets you choose when you want to do it, who it's for, how many points, when it's due, the topic, the rubric. If you went into creating a form, it would just take you to what you're already used to and seeing a quiz form, and you would fill it out the way that we've already learned how to do and that Connor showed us how to do in the first day when we were in distance learning mode. So that would be the way to do it. You can send it through here as well once you've created this quiz. This is just standard Google Forms. And then you can go back and assign also. So this would be the way to assign a quiz. And let me go back to my notes for a second, see what else I wanted to mention to you. There is also a Google Classroom app if you want to download it for your computer or download it for your Android or Apple devices. When you're using Google Classroom, you may need to add an exception for it for some filters, depends what filter you have on your devices. You can have multiple accounts signed in at once in Gmail and toggle between them and toggle between the students who are signed in or between your account and your personal account. Just make sure when you go back to Classroom or you're trying to do anything for your class that you're signed into the right account. Like I said, we're not going to use Google Meet. And I just want to let you know that I am here to work through things with you. Some of them are brand new for me also. I am not a maven of Google Classroom. I just try to pick things up quickly. But I have played with it, and I have, this is, a few weeks ago, Rabbi Lair let me into the back end of our Academy to be able to see how this works even more. So I've been able to play with it a little bit, and I will do my best to answer questions. So will Miss Amanda, because she's setting up a lot of this from the back end. And I'm here to help. Please let me know if you do need help. And I'm going to show you one quick recap video from Google. It's not a long one. That'll show you how all of these things work once more, but in a quick fashion with a fun, catchy tune. All right. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.